Hi there. What you doing? It's raining outside, kind of dreary. I can't go work in the yard. Hmm. I don't want to read any books. So I thought maybe it's a good time we can chat. Why don't we chat? Not that I've got a lot of new thoughts, uh, and this isn't a new one, but I can't tell you how many times people have asked me this question. Uh, what's the purpose? What's my purpose? What am I here for? What's life about? We all need a purpose, mm, although we often don't see it. When we're older souls in grad school, so to speak, the lessons are more difficult. We're doing this thesis work here. That takes a lot of serious study. We're almost home. A lot of challenges, though. This may be the last great challenge, and the last great challenge. I cannot prove there's a God. No one can. Do I know there's a higher power beyond me? Yes, I've always known that. And I was raised by agnostics. So it wasn't that somebody tried to influence me on that. I just always have known. Did I have to create a higher power beyond me? Maybe, maybe. Whatever the reason, the influence of this concept is a need of mankind. Throughout history, there's been mainly two gods, one of vengeance and another of a more loving father, mother, however you want to refer to it. We can't live with a vengeful God, can we? Look at the history of mankind and all the things we did in the name of a vengeful God. How many times have you asked yourself, why is God doing this to me? Maybe even raged at God. Why would he let us feel all the pain and horror that we felt? Why, we asked, or even raged? Why? Please, God, give me some purpose in what's going on. We can't understand why our Creator, our Father, Mother, would do this to us. Can't thrive with a vengeful God. Who is God to the child? Who is God to the man? The human animal must be attached to something in the third dimension, our bodies, third dimension. Hard, cold science. No attachment. The infant will die. And the human soul must be attached in the spiritual world or we die inside. If we are not, well, look around us. Keeps us healers and therapists in business, doesn't it? We all need purpose. If we don't have it, then we turn to our addictions, our compulsions, to fill the empty space inside of us, to kill the sadness, the despair, the pain we feel from disconnection. When we accept that everything in life has a purpose, even if we don't initially understand it, life can become easier. Even the awful, horrible things can be seen as having purpose. And I'm not justifying sociopathic serial killers, so please don't even go there. Sometimes I would look at a patient when I was doing respiratory, a chronic patient on a vent, a lifeless body that seemed to have no spirit. And I would ask God, why? Why do you punish this person, this body, this soul? Rationalizing, I guess, maybe, trying to find a reason. And I began to think, maybe this is an old, old soul, like my helpless, bedridden friend Irene. She's come in to give me and everyone else the opportunity to learn compassion, empathy, to respect all living things, no matter their condition. She can only move her thumb, totally dependent on everybody else. And not everybody has made the choice to treat her well. It's true. Of course, you have to believe in free will. It takes courage to believe in free will and choice. Can't bring, continue to blame God and faith if you believe in free will. We have to accept our responsibilities in life. It's our choices who make who we are, not the events. It's how we choose to respond to the events that make us who we are. I don't think we can live with a vengeful God. Look at what it does on a global and a personal level. So we must find purpose in our pain because you are not going to get through life without pain. We figured that one out, some more than others. So when you think about it, how do we learn? We learn through example and doing. We can visualize all we want about riding a bicycle. Yet it's not until we get up on the bicycle, fall down, pick ourselves up, and try some more that we master the skill of riding a bicycle. Can't stay in your head. Well, some people try, but again, keeps us in business. What is the purpose of life? Mm, the reconnection. There's the separation, finding the way back to the garden. Many metaphors about this. We have to experience it all to understand on a personal level so we can once again walk with God. How can we converse if I don't have the meaning to the words? And we only get the meaning by experiencing it, good or bad. There are so many horrors, so dark that we don't want to think about. I get that. Seven deadly sins must be overcome. Actually, I think they basically chunk down mainly to greed. We don't want to admit that we've been the predator in this lifetime or lifetimes past. We don't want to think about that, the things we've done. In our ignorance, we didn't know any better. Is God punishing us in this lifetime for what we've done in the past or what we're doing now? No, I don't think so. We're just learning what it felt like. How do we make the best possible choices? How do we do that? Except by experiencing the results of our choices, good and bad. We don't forgive somebody else. We forgive ourselves. And this isn't about a punishing God that we ask forgiveness from. This is understanding who we've been, lifetimes past, this one, our ignorance, our vulnerability, and accepting it. We've not been deserted. We are being given the opportunity to learn the consequences of our choices. So the next time, we choose more wisely. This is not punishment. I ask you to think about the events and people in your life. As imperfect as they may have been, they were there when you needed them. We don't always understand it. The good parts, yeah, but no, but not the ones that were challenging, as we say. To look at them from an opportunity to learn and experience. Do we believe these are just accidents? Could you be who you are if it wasn't for the experiences with these people and the events? Could you be who you are if you had a life of grace? It's our challenging relationships that give us the most opportunity. The professions we choose, even, all have purpose and opportunity for growth. development. The universe will not tolerate a void. So we just can't let go. We have to fill the space. Can't just say, I'm going to let go of this bad thought or behavior. Kind of useless to approach it that way, trying to just let go without knowing why and what you're letting go of. It's going inside the darkness of ourselves and saying, I am okay in my imperfection, and allowing ourselves to feel the goodness. Some people can't do that, you know. Even if it only lasts for a short period of time, of understanding if the shoe drops, if something doesn't last, it's because we're moving into something better, something we need. As my favorite narc was wont to tell me, nothing lasts forever. And it doesn't, because life wants us to learn more and give us more. And it's up to us to accept that. We finally figure out we can't lose what is ours. So we don't have to hold on to that. There's abundance all around us. If we just choose to look in another direction, instead of focusing on what we're losing or what we have to expand. I had this visual one time when I was smoking some grass. I'm not doing it now, so no, okay. Life is like a swamp. So this big swamp, mucky swamp. We're all walking out of the swamp. There's a long line of people, some up to their necks in the muck on the far end, some just submerged under the head. And they all have their arms outstretched, holding on to the person in front of them. A chain of people who reaches the shore, some almost on dry land, others standing on the dry land. Yeah. And the ones on the dry land, they're an anchor. They're anchoring and they're pulling up the next guy. And finally, someday, we'll all get out of that swamp. But at some point, we're all somewhere in that chain. This is the intellectual Sonny talking. And I've not mastered all my fears. I don't profess to be that. Just learn a little bit every day. I too vacillate between my higher self and my frightened child. But as time goes by, there's less and less of the frightened child, and the periods are longer in between. I keep moving forward, inch by inch. And someday, I'll be standing on that solid ground too. So will you. We just have to keep moving forward, trying to understand, not judge, just understand. Good talking to you again.